Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Kaiman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Let me start this video by wishing the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, happy 64th birthday. May you live long. May you witness the Kenya you played a major role when it comes to development of this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to focus on the role of Dennis Itumbi as far as William Samoei Ruto's presidency is concerned. What is his role, really? Because you realize in many places, William Samoei Ruto is seen with Dennis Itumbi. What they discuss is not very, very clear. His role is not actually fully defined. But this is a man whose office you find CS queuing, PS is queuing, the who is who in Kenya queuing. What is his role, ladies and gentlemen? And when you see him with William Samoei Ruto, what comes to your mind most of the time? Now, I remember one time, Rigathi Gachagua talked about Dennis Itumbi as a very powerful person, because I believe William Samoei Ruto runs the government with Dennis Itumbi. And I want you to watch Rigathi Gachagua here, and then you are going to understand the role of Dennis Itumbi in William Samoei Ruto's government.
When he says that I'm fighting small people, Itumbi. I don't know Itumbi. You can see the things he was writing about me. And Dennis Itumbi, the chief propagandist for William Ruto. Again, he's not a small man. This government of William Ruto is run by Itumbi. He sends him a text, and Dennis walks into the president's office and says, Mr. President, you are late for the next meeting. And I told Itumbi, my friend, in Mweki. It's Dennis who crafts them. He crafts the messages with that so-called small man. Is that they work in cohort with the president. Somehow Dennis walks in, and I saw a pattern. And when we were just continuing, I think he took a phone, Itumbi comes.
So according to Gachagua, Rigathi, Dennis Itumbi is the chief propagandist of William Samoei Ruto. And maybe this is because of what Dennis writes in the social media, in his account. And you see, propaganda is a part of politics as far as I'm concerned. Propaganda is also an art of war. And you cannot win the war without propaganda. Sometimes you even mislead the enemy. You hoodwink the followers. And you tell them this is going to happen. This is the way the politicians behave. And when you look at Dennis Itumbi, if he's a propagandist, as we are being told by Gachagua here, then he does it so well. Number two, in my view, is that according to me, he is the chief blogger of William Samoei Ruto. This is a man who runs the social media accounts for William Samoei Ruto. I believe, especially Twitter, William Samoei Ruto's X handle is so well updated in a very organized way. And there must be somebody who is doing it very, very well. And I can see the tone of Dennis Itumbi in the William Samoei Ruto's tweets. The language and the tone will tell you this is not William Samoei Ruto, it's somebody else who is doing. No, William Samoei Ruto is known when he's doing something, and Dennis Itumbi is known when he's doing something. Number two, in my view, you know, this is a digital strategist guy, very smart, an IT guru. And you remember the way he organized the talent center of UDA in 2022. In fact, before IBC concluded the results, the presidential results, Dennis Itumbi Talent Center had concluded and actually finalized everything. And when you look at that talent center, it was so efficient. It was so thorough. When I compare this to Azimio, I think Azimio failed as far as the digital campaign was concerned. When you look at UDA was miles ahead, courtesy of Dennis Itumbi. And now you can understand why William Samoei Ruto keeps Dennis Itumbi so close. So these guys discuss a lot. They discuss a lot as far as social media is concerned. They discuss a lot as far as the digital campaign is concerned. Now, in 2027, there will be a digital war in this country. And I'm looking at the opposition guys. I'm looking at Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I'm looking at Matiang'i. I don't know how prepared they are when it comes to this digital war, which is coming and to be fought on air, on land, and on sea. And whoever is going to win the digital war is going to win the Gen Z votes. Whoever is going to win the digital war is likely to carry the day. I'm looking at the Dennis Itumbi. No, Dennis Itumbi was there in 2013. And Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto won the elections. He was there in 2017. Uhuru Ruto won the elections. He was in 2022 with William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto won the elections. And if you remember very well, the issue about the tallying of votes, the way the presidential votes are tallied, has always been an issue when we go to Supreme Court or when the results are declared. So I think it is the high time that the opposition invest in digital campaign, digital platform. They should come up with guys, because I'm saying Dennis is very smart, by the way, when it comes to ICT, and very few people can match him. Now, when you look at Dennis Itumbi, Dennis Itumbi is the one who actually chairs the thematic committee. They organize the events, especially before the actual date of, say, the national holiday or the national day or public holiday, something like that. If the president is going to address the nation, you find Dennis Itumbi leading that committee that does that work. And when you look at it, you see somehow this guy is smart. He's smart. The guy is cool. When you go, wow, jamaa unaona ametulia, very cool. In fact, it is no surprise to find Dennis Itumbi mingling with the common mwananchi. Yani anajificha huko kwa watu wa kawaida. You find him with young men, find him with young ladies, with the youth, hivi. But you really find him with the class where he actually belongs. So he comes out as somebody who is just mtu wa kawaida. But this is the man behind the throne. This is the man who ruled this country with William Samoei Ruto. And I think, if you remember, Rigathi Gachagua had even to complain a lot about Dennis Itumbi. That, and in fact, if you listen to that clip, there's a place that Gachagua is saying that he is used to end meetings even when the president does not want to meet you. When the president feels that you are bothered, he organizes Dennis Itumbi at anaandika sijui nakuja namwambia Mr. President be late for this, what. And the meeting ends. That is William Samoei Ruto for you. So when you see Dennis Itumbi with William Samoei Ruto, they are scheming on how they are going to address these issues. And some of the responses that you hear William Samoei Ruto saying must come from Dennis Itumbi. And I think William Samoei Ruto trusts Dennis Itumbi so much. And when Dennis Itumbi was kidnapped, you remember that he was kidnapped, and which was bad in my view. It was wrong. And I think the reason why he was being kidnapped is because of the role that he plays. And when the history of this nation will be written, this is one person who will actually be maybe of very essence when it comes to writing the history, especially about elections, and how he manages to organize even that tallying center with such efficiency shock many people, because in fact he looks like he's more competent than IEBC. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? And what should be done? No, those who are working with William Samoei Ruto, they know how they won the elections in 2022. And because they worked with Dennis Itumbi, they should now try to do what they were doing there. They also, remember, Akina Moses Kuria now, because they are not supporting William Samoei Ruto. And they know how they won the elections in 2013, 2017. It is high time they also invest and come together to defeat Dennis Itumbi and his team. Otherwise, mambo yanaweza kuwa magumu when it comes to the digital war. Bye bye.